Hello, now I will tell you how could you write good election speech. Imagine that you as a linguist were asked to prepare an election speech for a politician. I prepared 6 pieces of advice for you to follow. Number 1 is speech must be short. A message has to be delivered to a voter in a few minutes, because if you cannot effectively deliver a message in a few minutes, you will lose voters' attention and their vote. And also you should remember that voters have very little patience for listening to long-winded politicians. Number 2 is your speech must be truthful, because speech needs to be based on values, practices and policies of the candidate. Then speech should be believable. It means that candidates who make unrealistic promises provoke voters' apathy. And your statements must be evidently based on experience and knowledge from the candidate's personal past. And number 3 is speech must be persuasive and important to voters. Speech should be about topics that are important to candidates' target audience. Show that your candidate is really interested in voters' life, because voters are more likely support candidate who talks about their jobs, their children's education and their pension than a candidate that talks about the budget. Number 4, speech must show contrast. Voters must make a choice between your candidate and other candidates. You need to make it clear to the voters how your boss is different from the other candidates. For example, speak about all positive things in the campaign, define opponents negatively, and you may give some reasons why voters should not vote for the opponents. Number 5 is speech must be clear. Message must be delivered in a language that the voters can understand easily. Don't try to impress the voters by using technical words, because voters will not understand them, or they just have no real meaning of them. Alright. And finally, number 6, it's speak to their hearts. Make it clear that your candidate understands the voters' everyday problems. And remember that politicians who appeal to voters' hearts defeat those who appeal to their heads. And my tutorial is done. Good night, everybody.